Welcome to Prime Cuts, choice racing action from America's grassroots racetracks. Today we're at Mobile International Speedway in Mobile, Alabama, with race 6 of the ASA Southern Super Series, courtesy of Speed Sport affiliate Track TV.
14 cars, 100 laps.
Stephen Nasse on the pole for tonight's race. Outside of him, starting second, Casey Roderick, and that number 26. Starting row 2 on the inside in third position, we got Connor O'Kresick in the number 14. To his outside in the fourth position, Jet Nolan in the number 50.
And then we spoke about the great Bubba Pollard inside of the third row, and Cole Butcher, hard charger out of Canada, outside of that row. Dustin Smith will be in the fourth row inside. He was the fast qualifier. Then Michael Hind outside. Jake Garcia and Jake Finch, that's your top 10. Danny Cordy, our Grand Marshal, the next time around will wave the green flag and we'll be off.
That's right, one to go from the flag man. We've got our guest flag man from the Mobile Sports Authority on the flag stand to drop the green flag next time by. Stephen Nasse and Casey Roderick diving off into turn 1.
1/4 of a mile here to go before we get rolling.
This is going to be a great, exciting race tonight, Bill. I can feel it. What do you think?
I think it's going to be terrific. We're ready to rock and roll. Stephen Nasse going to bring him off of turn 4, and here we go.
Green flag is out. There they go, diving into turn 1. Stephen Nasse to the inside. Casey Roderick a little high in turn 1. That gives Connor O'Kresick a chance to jump up to second into turn 2 and down the back straightaway.
Roderick got real high, and it lost him some ground on the racetrack to Stephen Nasse, and up into the second spot on that first lap.
Now that's right. Now Bubba Pollard's looking to the inside of Casey Roderick in turns 1 and 2. Jet Nolan right there. Looked to make it 3 wide for just a second. Thought better of it and fall back. Lets Casey Roderick have the third position coming into turns 3 and 4. And down the front straightaway, Jet Nolan all over the back bumper of Casey Roderick into turn 1.
Down the back straightaway, and Nasse's going to put some distance on second place, Connor O'Kresick. Roderick has recovered, and he's running third behind O'Kresick by a car length.
Local hero Dustin Smith right there behind Bubba Pollard. He's got a door for the Cole Butcher down the front straightaway. He makes the pass. Now he's looking to make a pass on Bubba Pollard in turn 1. Dustin Smith, our pole sitter for the evening, has a fast hot rod. As you can see, he's already making his way through the field from that 7th place starting position. Has already made his way to 5th with just a couple laps into this race.
Four laps complete now out of 100. And Stephen Nasse has put 10 car lengths on Connor O'Kresick, who was the fast qualifier a few weeks ago in Montgomery. Nasse looking good. Now this is Nasse's own family car. He's been known to drive the Campy cars, but he's brought his own family Pro-Late model to the winner's circle a couple of times, and this is not a Campy car. This is the Nasse family car, which when he won last night made him extremely proud. Connor O'Kresick, his family car number 14 in the second spot. And then Casey Roderick in the Anthony Campy car. Anthony Campy's dad, Pops, in Sarasota, not being able to be with us and do our cooking and barbecuing, but hello, Pops in Sarasota from Anthony Campy and the 26 crew.
Yeah, but with all that going on, we've had some jockeying for positions. As you see, Bubba Pollard has now made his way up to 5th position. Dustin Smith's now 4th. Jet Nolan's having a little trouble on the outside there and is falling back. Now Michael Hines looking to the inside of Jet Nolan, trying to take his position there. And Billy Van Meter's going to try to follow him down the front straightaway as well. What's going on with the Nolan car?
Looking further back in the field from Michael Hind. This is at the tail end of the top 10. Michael Hind is 9th. And Jake Finch is having problems getting going. That's the black 35. He is currently 12th.
As you speak of Jake Finch, he's now looking to the inside of Bubba Pollard down the front straightaway, trying to take the 5th position away, and he does coming out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Cole Butcher thought about it for a second, but fell back in line right there behind Bubba Pollard.
That's not the 26 that you're familiar with for Bubba Pollard. That's the Tony Elrod car 08. Pollard was second in combined hot lap times, and he's currently running in the 6th spot now behind Jake Finch, who goes to the inside of Casey Roderick, looking for fourth. He does it.
Yeah, he completes that pass coming out of turn 4, Bill. He has that fourth position well in hand. Connor O'Cresy's got a handful of Dustin Smith going into turn 1. He looked to the inside for a second and thought better of it and fell back in line behind Connor. Stephen Nossi still setting the field. He's got almost 9/10 of a second lead over Connor in second place.
Nossi is really making this look easy. Early in the going here. 12 laps complete that time. Watching the battle on track TV now for second spot. Connor O'Kresick in front of Dustin. Look at Dustin Smith. Outside for the 33. He could get second spot on the outside, and he does.
Man, Bill, out of turn 4. Looks like Connor's going to lose 2 spots in that front straightaway transition there. Dustin to the inside, or outside, excuse me there. Jake Finch to the inside to Dustin Smith now in turn 3. Jake Finch goes to P2. Down the back straightaway and out of turn 4. He's looking to the outside. Stephen Nossi, who has slowed on the racetrack. Jake Finch to the lead.
So a couple of 51s now. Finch. And now Dustin Smith has passed Stephen Nossi.
The Nossi machine slower on the last couple of laps. Is now falling back to third. Jake Finch shot out of a cannon a minute ago. Now out in the lead by 1.2 seconds. Very strange transition there, Bill. As we see Dustin Smith still got a back bumper full of Stephen Nossi, who lost a lead a little bit ago. Casey Roderick a little bit behind them. Connor O'Kresick, after all that, has gone from second to fifth. And now he's got a back bumper full of Shane Hingarani, who was a little loose. Now he goes to the outside of Connor O'Kresick down the front straightaway. And Billy Van Meter looking to follow as well down into turns 2 and down the back straightaway.
Jake Finch has got a half of a straightaway lead. From timing and scoring, that's 1.7 seconds. Your second spot on the front straightaway, Dustin Smith, our local hero, having a wonderful race tonight. Nossi, the $25,000 contender, he's in third.
Bill, what about Billy Van Meter back there in 6th, starting in the 11th position, has made his way to 6th already in about 18 laps so far. Looks like some strategy playing out here.
Van Meter was the Rookie of the Year last year in the CRA Series, and he's been doing well. He's been making all the races all the way from Indianapolis here in our Southern Super Series. It was third in Montgomery a couple of weeks ago. Van Meter drives 23.
Connor O'Kresick and Bubba Pollard back there running 7th and 8th. A little bit of distance between themselves and Van Meter, who's in 6th. As we see Sean Hingarani going under Casey Roderick in turn 3, trying to take away the 4th position.
That's a big move. Hingarani in the top 5. I think he just got the 4th spot from Roderick. So Roderick is not going well here, but those Anthony Campy cars are all long-run cars. The best could be yet to come for Casey Roderick in that black 26.
Absolutely. And all this is going on, Jake Finch still putting some distance between himself and Dustin Smith, who's in 2nd. He has still got a 2-second lead over the rest of the field.
What kind of a month is Jake Finch having? The Talladega winner right there in the 3rd and the 4th turn. From the ARCA Series, he was the Talladega winner, and he leads this one with 23 laps complete. The Mobile Sports Authority 100.
Yeah, Bill, and of course we got Jake Garcia, who is a regular in the Craftsman Truck Series back there in 10th. That just goes to show you what kind of talent we have here in the Southern Super Series. All these drivers.
Just like most of these races, in the early and middle goings of the races, I think the drivers are pretty content if they feel like the car's pretty fast. They don't push the issue till we get towards the end of the race. Now, we will tell you, because we've had so many green flag laps without interruption here, by rule, if you go 50 consecutive green flag laps, Nicholas Rogers, our race director, will call a competition caution. So if it's 50 consecutive green flag laps, we will have a competition caution. We will have a yellow flag after 50 consecutive greens. We got 26 consecutive greens right now, and Jake Finch, half of a straightaway lead.
That's right, Bill. And you wonder which one of these drivers are just sitting back here and hold on to what they've got for now, playing a little strategy game, holding on to their setups and their tires, just getting ready for competition caution if it happens, and just saving for a late race run for the lead.
Showing the whole string of them there in the top 10 on Track TV now. And in front of that string, Casey Roderick in 26. Stephen Nassie's going to get passed by Hingorani. That's going to be for the 3rd spot. You see it on the back straightaway now. Roderick's back in 5th. We talked about him before. Van Meter's in 6th.
Now you got Cole Butcher looking to the inside of Conor Kresic and makes the pass for the 8th position there. Takes the 8th position away from Conor Kresic as Dustin Smith's now to the inside of Hingorani.
Hingorani, that's a long way around on the outside. That's impressive. A lot of power to make that move. Hingorani goes by the local hero Dustin Smith, and that will be for 2nd spot.
Yeah, Bill, we were talking about Billy Van Meter earlier. He is now up to the 5th position as he goes to the inside of Casey Roderick. And down the back straightaway, Casey Roderick's falling back a little bit, Bill.
He is. I think maybe there's problems. I said earlier, it's always a long run car, but for right now, I think they may be experiencing some problems.
Yeah, something's not going correct with that car. He pulled to the side to let him and the other drivers go by. It looks like he's back up to normal pace, but he's got a door full of Cole Butcher in turn 3.
Yeah, Cole Butcher's started way back in the field because of qualifying. It wasn't great, and it's taken him a while. He's got to pick them off one by one, but he's on the back bumper of the great Bubba Pollard as they race down the back straightaway. That is 6th and 7th on the racetrack.
Yeah, it looks like Cole Butcher's just riding right now, trying to see what he's got and see how this race is going to play out. Casey Roderick a little wide out of turn 4, but still to the outside of Cole Butcher into turn 1. As you see, Stephen Nasse is now to the inside of Bubba Pollard in turns 1 and 2. And down the back straightaway, looks like Pollard's going to pull it out. Now Casey Roderick looking to go to the outside of Stephen Nasse into turn 3.
Jake Finch still no problems way out front, at least a half of the straightaway. Hingorani has come to 2nd. You know what? He passed Dustin Smith, and I think Dustin Smith's going to want to pass him back. He passed him on the outside, but Dustin Smith takes that spot back on the inside. Look at 4th spot up there. You called it earlier, Tim. Billy Van Meter having a great run.
Absolutely. He's doing really great, Bill. As you see now, Dustin Smith has caught the back of Jake Finch. He has slowed his pace up a bit. You see Dustin Smith right there on his back bumper now. That was a 1.2 second lead just a couple laps ago. Now the top 4, you could throw a blanket over him, Bill.
Is Dustin Smith faster, or is Jake Finch kind of slowing down? Doesn't really matter because now it's just a car length between them. Hingorani right on Dustin Smith's back spoiler. And don't count out Billy Van Meter. Wow, what an impressive run for the 23. 4th. 37 laps complete here.
Absolutely. You see Cole Butcher's now passing Stephen Nasse as Conor Kresic's following him in turn 1 to the inside of Stephen Nasse. Stephen Nasse's falling back to the 9th position as of right now. The top 4 have kind of separated themselves out from the rest of the field. Jake Garcia also completes that pass on Stephen Nasse. That puts him back to 10th now. What's going on with that Stephen Nasse machine?
Yeah, showing Stephen Nasse on the TV screen. That's a pretty big disappointment. He picked the pole. He started on the front row. He led for several laps, but now, man, Stephen Nasse has fallen to at least the 10th spot.
Yeah, talking about problems, Bill, we got Jeremy Doss back here riding around in the 14th position. He had issues in that second practice session, and he did not even make a qualifying lap. He's riding around here in the 14th position, and he's about to have his hands full with these leaders catching up to him quickly.
You know what? In the first practice session today, Jeremy Doss was very fast. In the second practice session, he was very slow. And then he didn't even get to qualify. And now, in, I'd say, 10, 15 laps at this pace, Jake Finch could put a lap on him.
Bill down the back straightaway. Billy Van Meter has made a move and is now P2. He passed Sean Hingorani, and he also passed Dustin Smith down the back straightaway to put himself in 2nd.
Wow. What a fabulous run for that Indianapolis driver. Billy Van Meter has come up on the back bumper of Jake Finch now.
Yeah, he is right there, Bill. He makes a pass. He looks to the inside of turn 3.
Man.
He's going to make that pass, Bill, coming out of turn 4. He's going to have the lead across the stripe.
Van Meter's got a rocket ship into the lead. Going by Jake Finch's Billy Van Meter from Indianapolis. Can you believe it?
And Shane Hignorani followed him as well. He's now up to the 2nd position. Jake Finch fell back to the 3rd position. Casey Roderick's 4th. And now Connor O'Cresse has made his way back up to 5th position.
Jake Finch could be falling back, but there's no doubt that Billy Van Meter and Sean Hignorani are fast race cars.
Fast laps, Bill, as these guys are setting a very fast pace. We are already 44 laps done with this race. We are closing the halfway mark of 50 laps. We may see that competition caution here if we do not see a caution flag within the next few laps. As you see now, Jake Finch looking to the inside of Sean Hignorani. Coming out of turn 4, Jake Finch decides to fall back right behind him and stay in the 3rd position for now.
Casey Roderick may be getting some life back in that 26. He fell back quite a ways. He's in the top 5 and actually is in 4th spot behind Jake Finch, 3rd spot now.
Yeah, it looks like Billy Van Meter is fixing to have his hands full of Jeremy Doss and some lap traffic. He's got Jeremy Doss, Jed Nolan, and Matt Craig right there in front of him. As Matt Craig makes a pass on Jed Nolan, they're about to have their hands full with this lap traffic.
It's easy to talk about lap cars, but when you're in a super late model, even the lap cars are going well over 100 miles an hour. You have to know what you're doing. You got to time your lapping of that car in front of you just the right place. It's not an easy task. It's another skill that you need to be a great super late model driver, and pretty soon Billy Van Meter's going to have to show his skill.
And that's going to be any lap now. As you saw on Race America and Track TV, Jake Finch made a pass on Sean Hignorani in turns 3 and 4. Now he's looking to get back by Billy Van Meter, who took the lead a few laps ago. Jake Finch picking up his pace again here in the late stages of the first half of this race.
Wow, Jake Finch, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he was content to just cool his tires off and fall back to 3rd, but he's got the afterburners on again. Look at this. Looking inside of Billy Van Meter on the back straightaway. They got lap traffic in front of them, 2 wide. Completing lap 50 here. It's halfway for Van Meter and Jake Finch.
Absolutely halfway from flagman Dan Spence, shown to Billy Van Meter, who has a front windshield full of Matt Craig's back bumper, and he's got a rear windshield full of Jake Finch's front bumper. He's in a predicament. He's got 3 lap cars right in front of him and a very fast Jake Finch right behind him, trying to take away the lead here. As you see the competition caution coming out, we have 50 green flag laps. We'll throw the caution and get them reset, Bill. What you thinking after the first half?
Well, we told you this was going to happen. I want to explain this again when the motors aren't up. By rule, in a Southern Super Series 100-lap race, if 50 laps consecutively are run under the green flag, there will be a competition caution. That's exactly what happened here. We've gone from the initial green flag all the way to lap number 50, so that's 50 consecutive greens. And now a competition caution comes out. Let me tell you how this works. If you want to make any repairs to your car, you've got 3 laps to do it. Here are some cars that are going to pit. Jeremy Doss, 44. Boy, he's been having problems. No wonder he's pitting. Jet Nolan, 50. He's not running as well as he wants to. And Matt Craig, 54. The cars are on the tail end of the field. They have pitted. As we said, 3 circulations of the pace car. If they get out before that happens, they'll get their spot back. Let's get back to it here. 4th turn, we're back on green for 50 more laps.
Van Meter jumps on the throttle and he is away, taking the lead early into turn 1. Hignorani right behind him. Jake Finch was a little sideways on the start. Looks like he spun the tires a little bit. That allowed Hignorani to get around him easily into turn 1. He's going to fall out in 3rd position here. Bubba Pollard in 4th now after choosing that outside line on the choose rule, Bill.
Let's see if the tire management issue comes into play here. I think really that they're not going to do a lot of darting and a lot of sharp turns until probably the last 20 laps. But let's see if anybody's thinking about it here. Van Meter's stuck on the outside. Jake Finch gets to go into the inside, the second spot. That's Ignorani on the outside, sorry, and Bubba Pollard in the 08. Look at Bubba Pollard on Jake Finch's back bumper. Looking to the inside of Jake Finch. Those are quasi teammates in their regular cars. Here comes the great Bubba Pollard.
Yeah, Bill, Bubba Pollard to the inside of Jake Finch, still down the front straightaway. He's going to complete the pass into turn 1, put Bubba Pollard a P2. Jake Finch follows the third right now. He's looking to make a move into turn 3. Dustin Smith took that spot away from Sean Hignorani that last lap as well, put Dustin Smith in P4. As Bill was saying, some of these guys may have been playing the tire fall-off strategy. Stephen Nasi, who started on the pole and set a very fast pace early on, fell back to about the 10th or 11th position. You wonder if he's just saving tires for this last run with about 20 to go, like Bill was saying just a minute ago.
I think still we're a little bit short of where they're going to be willing to really put some wear on the tires here. I think they're going to be a little bit cautious with them till we get a few more laps in the books. I am so impressed with Billy Van Meter. It's after halfway now, and he drove himself up to the lead. He's been in it, he's been out of it, but he's back in it. 56 laps complete now, 44 to go.
Yeah, Bill, he's doing really good back up there in that first position. He has got a rearview mirror full of Bubba Pollard, one of the greatest super late model drivers of all time. Van Meter just in these cars for a little bit now. He's got Jake Finch looking to the inside of Bubba Pollard down the front straightaway, looking to make a pass for the second position into turn 1.
Boy, if you're leading a race and you look in your rearview mirror, there's one guy you don't want to see there, and that's Bubba Pollard. That's where he is. But now Jake Finch challenges Pollard for second, and Pollard politely goes back to third and into a single file.
Yeah, a little bit of the accordion effect into turns 3 and 4 there, Bill. Everybody in third, fourth, fifth checked up. After the pass from Jake Finch to Bubba, that checked them all up for just a second. They all keep it straight and going as Casey Roderick's now looking to take away the 5th position from Sean Hignorani down the back straightaway and into turns 3. Cole Butcher right there behind him looking to follow suit. Down the front straightaway, Cole Butcher does make that pass on Jed Nolan. He's now to the inside of Sean Hignorani in turns 1, looking to take away the 6th position from him. Stephen Nasi following suit right behind Cole Butcher.
Third turn for the lead.
There's Jake Finch to the inside of Van Meter.
New leader, front straightaway, Jake Finch.
Like you said, Bill, a great month for him so far, and he is still strong, as you can see. Strong suit tonight, strong car. Leading down the back straightaway, Bubba Pollard followed him in his tire tracks, now has the 2nd position. Van Meter back to 3rd, and he's got a rear bumper full of Dustin Smith coming out of turn 4. Everybody's jockeying for position now. As you see, Stephen Nasi still to the inside of Sean Hignorani in turn 1. He is all over the back bumper of Cole Butcher. Stephen Nasi, that fast car showing again as he is making his way through the field slowly.
Stephen Nasi in his own personal car, maybe with a long run car tonight.
Van Meter was way loose out of turn 4 there, Bill. Maybe a little bit of contact between himself and Dustin Smith.
What a battle for 5th spot back behind where our camera is showing. There's 6, 7 cars looking for 5th. Back on the 3rd turn.
And we got a pass for a lead, Bill. Coming out of turn 4, Bubba Pollard looking to the outside of Jake Finch, and he'll complete the pass down the front straightaway.
Bubba Pollard. Pollard with the lead. Bubba Pollard takes the lead in a borrowed car from Jake Finch.
Man, that Tony Elroy machine is looking very fast tonight with Bubba Pollard behind the wheel. Passes Jake Finch on the outside in turns 3 and 4.
I wonder if that car has ever gone this fast. Man, look at Bubba. How impressive is that?
Absolutely. You know what else is impressive, Bill? Stephen Nasi. He's making his way back through the field again. He's up to 5th now after passing Cole Butcher coming out of turns 2. Connor O'Kresick now looking to the inside of Van Meter in turn 3. He's now falling back to the 7th position. Connor gives him a little bump to get him out of the way.
These guys haven't raced here for a few years, but make no mistake about it, Bubba Pollard has plenty of laps around this racetrack, and I think he's showing his knowledge of the characteristics of this racetrack right now. Keep your eyes on Dustin Smith. The local hero is going to challenge Jake Finch for 2nd spot. Things are getting interesting. We're 2/3 of the way through. That was 66 complete.
Yeah, but we got 34 to go. Dustin Smith just passed Jake Finch down the back straightaway for the second position. Casey Roderick and Stephen Nossi right there as well, showing the speed. Those two started on the front row and fell back early, but now they're back to 4th and 5th and looking to get more.
What a great top 5. And behind him, we're watching on Track TV, a great battle in the latter half of the top 10. Michael Hind at 69. He's currently racing in the 10th spot. So,
yeah, he just passed Van Meter, Bill, who was leading earlier in this at the halfway mark. Ooh.
Jake Finch on the back straightaway with some contact with Casey Roderick. And right behind him, hoping nothing bad happened, with Stephen Nossi.
Yeah, we're watching the battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th right here on the screen. Casey Roderick and Stephen Nossi, who's now looking to the inside of Casey Roderick down the back straightaway. He's got a nose in there looking to complete that pass coming out of turn 4 for the 4th position. That car is alive again, Bill.
Last night in Pensacola, they were 1st and 2nd. Nossi and Roderick just the way they are on the back straightaway right now. Nossi with the big win, and it's working his way back up through traffic. He's currently 5th spot. But Bubba Pollard continues to lead. 71 laps complete, 29 to go. Jake Finch is not saving tires. He's running hard into the first turn and the third turn. Watch him. He goes into that corner, first and third, harder than anybody else. He's up to third now behind second place Dustin Smith, who's behind Bubba Pollard by a car length.
Yeah, neither is Stephen Nossi, Bill. He's also on the throttle hard. As you see, he's put a little bit of a gap between himself and Casey Roderick. That's the 4th and 5th position cars on track. As you see, Stephen Nossi now all over the back bumper of Jake Finch in that Phoenix machine, looking to make a pass. He didn't get to the inside there, but he is all over the back bumper trying to make a move. Down the front straightaway, he has a nose under the Jake Finch machine, and down into turns 1 and 2, he gets the groove on the inside. He looks like he will make the pass down the back straightaway, put Stephen Nossi P3.
On the start-finish line, it's 75 complete. 25 to go, just like a Saturday night feature race now. And just a car length. Dustin Smith has turned it on. Just a car length between Pollard and Smith.
Yeah, Dustin's right there looking to the inside, Bill, down the back straightaway, looking to make a pass into turn 3. Bubba shut the door a little bit. Dustin falls back right there behind him. He's going to size him up for another move down the front straightaway, I guarantee it.
Dustin is trying that inside. Pollard shut the door last time. He gives him about a half of a lane this time. Down the back straightaway, he's got the entire inside lane to himself. Dustin Smith halfway up on Pollard, completing lap number 77 here.
Bill,
what a battle.
Bill, look who snuck into that frame right there. That's Stephen Nossi. He's back in the business right there behind Dustin Smith. He's made up all the time, and he's looking for a way around these two who's battling for the lead.
Some of these cars are really coming alive here in the last stages of this race.
Pass for second, Bill.
Nossi gets Dustin Smith. Now you got the two veterans, Pollard and Nossi, in front of our upstart local hero Dustin Smith in third, and the winner of Talladega's ARCA race, Jake Finch, in fourth.
A lot of history between these first two drivers, Bill. A lot of history between Bubba Pollard and Stephen Nossi, who's running 1-2 on track. You wonder if any of that history is going to spill over here tonight, Bill.
And when they get to the start-finish line this time, it'll be 80 complete. So we're down to 20 and a half laps left here. Man, who would have thought Bubba Pollard could lead any laps in this, let alone all the laps that he's led in a borrowed car? Nassi's going to look to Pollard. He's looking to the inside. Nassi's got a $25,000 payday on his mind. Bubba Pollard's got winning in a borrowed car on his mind. Nossi to the inside. Nossi had the lane. I think Pollard gave it to him. Down the front straightaway, Stephen Nossi led at the stripe.
That's right, Bill. Put Stephen Nossi back to P1. Bubba Pollard falls right there, right behind him. Dustin Smith right behind them, and Jake Finch is back in the frame as well, as he has caught these three as they all battle it out. The top six all right there together.
They're getting close. They're using what they got. Now's the time they got to do it. 18 laps remaining. Look at Nasi. Man, he begins to put distance between 51 and Bubba Pollard immediately. Right now, that's 0.4 of a second.
Bill, I know we talked about it at the halfway point, cars that were having some issues, and one of them I want to point out is Jeremy Doss. He's running P5 now after that pass to Casey Roderick in turn 1 there. He was running around the back of the field the whole first half of the race.
He was almost lapped.
Yeah, he was almost lapped. You're right, Bill, and he had a terrible second practice session, didn't even make a lap in qualifying. Something not right with that machine, but I think they've got something figured out.
I believe he was one of the cars that pitted on that
Yes, he was.
Competition caution, but man, Jeremy Doss has really come alive.
Jeremy Doss 0.3 faster than the leader on the track, makes a pass on Jake Finch in turns 3 and 4, put him to P4. That car's alive.
Jeremy Doss, the fastest car on the racetrack, 0.3 faster than Stephen Nasi. Time's running out, 14.5 laps remaining. Nasi with 10 car lengths over Pollard, who's got 3 on Dustin Smith, and here comes Jeremy Doss.
It gives him a bump, Bill. A bump to Dustin Smith's back bumper from Jeremy Doss in turn 3, gets him a little loose, and that gives Jeremy Doss the room he needs to get under him, take away P3.
He's gotten all his hardware from last year's Blizzard Series Championship last night at 5 Flags. Man, he's got the burners on now, up to 3rd spot. 87 laps complete here, 13 to go.
Yeah, Stephen Nasi setting a fast pace. That time, Jeremy Doss 0.5 faster than Stephen Nasi, our leader. Stephen Nasi's put 0.9 of a second on Bubba Pollard's in second. As you see here on Track TV, Bubba Pollard has a rearview mirror full of Jeremy Doss, and that car is just getting bigger down the front straightaway. Looks like Jeremy's going to go for a pass in turn 1.
If Jeremy Doss is going to contend for the win, he needs to keep the afterburners going. He passes Bubba Pollard for second. 89 complete here, 11 to go. Stephen Nasi still with a sizable lead. Let's see what it is at the stripe over Jeremy Doss. It is 1.2 seconds. 1.2 seconds for 10.5 laps. And Stephen Nasi, man, Jeremy Doss, where did he come from? How did he make that car work so well?
And that number 44 machine, after making the repairs at the halfway break there, he must have saved his tires and just rode around in the back. As you see, that machine has come to life. He is slowly gaining. He's only a second behind Stephen Nasi now, and he was 0.2 faster that time by. Coming to 9 to go. Let's see what the difference between the two are this time.
Still the fastest car on the racetrack is Jeremy Doss, who continues to...
Oh, we got a caution, Bill. We got one sideways in turn 3. That's Michael Hind in the 69 machine.
This may change everything.
Man, Doss was catching him quick, Bill. This is going to shake it up.
3rd turn inside. Michael Hind brings our caution out, and now one of 2 things is going to happen. At the choose... No, we don't do choose in the last 10 laps.
Caution's out. Clean up. Clean up one, be ready. Whatever you
We have the 69 machine of Michael Hind going around in turn 3, bringing out the first caution at lap 90. We went 90 green flag laps, take away the halfway break.
We will do a choose. We will do a choose. So, as I was saying before, Stephen Nasi will either be beside Jeremy Doss if he chooses outside, or he'll be in front of Jeremy Doss if Jeremy Doss chooses inside. And if Doss chooses outside, Bubba Pollard, who's in 3rd now, can choose inside or outside on the 2nd row. You not only have to think about who's going to start in front of you and which lane you're in, but you got to think about who's going to start behind you and which lane they're in.
Coming out of turns 3 and 4, Bill, they're coming to a green flag.
Time to wrap this one up. Green flag, front straightaway. Nasi away first. Doss is going to have to get back in a single filer. He's going to lose the spot, and he does, at least for now, to Bubba Pollard.
Yeah, Bubba Pollard jumped to the inside real quick there. Doss was a little high diving into turn 1, but he's made up for it and more. He is all over the back bumper of Stephen Nasi.
On the outside, Doss is just a bullet. Now within a car length of Nasi, who got the best restart, but look at Jeremy Doss. I don't think anybody has anything for Jeremy Doss. Now he's got to get up beside of Stephen Nasi, and then he's got to do the hard thing, pass him.
Yeah,
how's he going to manage that?
He's all over the bad bumper, Bill. It looks like he might have to put a little bit of a bumper to him to get him out of the way. You know Stephen Nasi's not going to move. He wants that payday, $15,000 if he can win it tonight. There you see it, bump to the back, he goes around. Stephen Nasi around, down the back straightaway, off the nose of Jeremy Doss.
Off the front bumper of Jeremy Doss, Stephen Nasi spins on the back straightaway. Holy cow.
Just a little bump off the nose of Jeremy Doss sends that 51 machine around and down through the infield grass.
Second turn at slow motion. Just a touch, but it was right where Stephen Nasi was making the arc in the second turn, and it spun him. Coming to a green flag. Here come the Southern Super Series Super Late Models. One more green with 8 to go. Oh, spin off of the front straightaway into the grass.
That's Sean Hignerani.
Yep, down in turn 1 area, and if he can't get going, this is going to need another caution.
Yep, caution's out, Bill. Caution's out.
Let's see what happens here as we're trying to wrap it up with 8 laps. Pollard and Finch, green flag. 4 remaining miles, 8 laps. Oh, they're 2x2, all of them, into the first turn. Second turn down the back straightaway. Watch Dustin Smith looking inside of Bubba Pollard. Yes. Pollard gave him about a half of a lane, and now a full lane can Dustin. Oh, contact.
A little bit of contact from Dustin Smith to Bubba Pollard coming out of turn 4. They keep it straight down the front straightaway. Now Dustin Smith made a little bit more contact to Bubba Pollard's inside in turns 1 and 2.
Bubba Pollard in the middle of the racetrack, obviously a little bit faster than Dustin Smith on the inside, at least so far. Dustin Smith's going to try it again. Down the front, Pollard's ahead at the start-finish line.
Ooh, that was tight out of turn 4, Bill. Diving into turn 1. Dustin Smith still to the inside of Bubba Pollard, looking away around him, but Bubba is not giving up by any means.
Dustin Smith is trying it and trying it and trying it. He's not giving up. At the start-finish line, 5 to go. Oh, look
Dustin
out.
Smith around down the front straightaway, backwards, facing the wrong way.
He tried too hard. Dustin Smith spins while trying to pass Bubba Pollard.
Another caution late stages here, Bill. 5 laps to go.
With 5 to go, another caution. What a tough break for Dustin Smith.
Right
Dustin
here, Bill,
Smith.
on Track TV. Dustin got to the inside of Bubba and gave him a little nudge and just went around off turn 4.
And Bubba Pollard remains as straight as you please. Smith made contact in the 4th turn a little bit. Bubba Pollard handles it well. And down the front straightaway, Bubba is absolutely a straight arrow, and Dustin Smith spins it around. You might be biting your fingernails off until this one's over. Nobody knows what's going to happen here. The greatest of all time in late model racing, Bubba Pollard on the pole, being challenged by Canada's greatest of all time, Cole Butcher. Here we go.
Green flag is out, Bill. In turn 1, Bubba Pollard on the throttle.
Oh, they're so side by side. They are even Steven down the back as Butcher pulls ahead by a half a car length. Here comes Finch. Could they go 3 wide? That probably won't work. Oh,
Finch
no,
to the
Bubba Pollard
Pollard
is going to spin.
Pollard around turn 4 off the nose of Jake Finch, Bill.
They were approaching, and I think they all were content with being 3 wide. That really doesn't work. Bubba Pollard goes around for another caution.
All right, Bill, let's look at the replay here. As you see, Jake Finch jumps to the inside of Bubba Pollard, and just Pollard tried to close the door, but Finch was already there coming across the nose and just takes him out.
I think Finch was fast on the outside. Pollard didn't want him to have the spot, but when he closed the door, it was too late, and there goes Bubba on the replay right there. So, this time, it's going to be Cole Butcher, who had a terrible crash last night at 5 Flags.
No penalty.
His car hit the 4th turn wall with such impact. Crew Chief Bon Suss of the Donnie Wilson Motorsports team said, nope, we're not even going to try to fix it. We're just going to roll out the backup car. So he said the car that Cole crashed last night needed to go to the doctor.
That backup car looking really good tonight, too.
Not ready for tonight. So who's the guy, Tim, who's the guy that's been in all this stuff in the top 3 for most of the race It's Jake Finch.
Yeah.
Oh, and now he's slowing down.
Is he going to the back because of the spin?
He's got to be, he's restarting for the tail end.
Clear. There is no penalty.
No penalty, 51 to the front. I think there's a little confusion there, Bill. I think Jake Finch had to go to the rear of the field for that incident, but he's been informed by race director that he does not. So he will get a spot back here at the front of the field.
He might have thought so, but if the race director and officials approve the fact that you just got out of shape to avoid, you get your spot back. All righty. Here we go. Jake Finch a little bit loose coming down the front straightaway. This time Cole Butcher back by a half a car length. But he's going to race Jake Finch. Remember, he's got a fast car on the outside. Down the back straightaway, Jake Finch on the inside by a half a car length to the third turn.
Oh, Connor O'Kresick all over the side of Jeremy Doss. Now they make contact. Doss around to turn 4. Connor O'Kresick's machine climbed the side of Jeremy Doss's machine. As you can see, the damage of that number 44 in the left rear tire, the driver's side rear tire of that machine sitting at the top of turn 4.
Are you kidding me? Another yellow.
On track TV, Bill. As you see, Connor's to the inside, down the back straightaway, makes a run.
Oh,
He's just
man.
all over the back side.
Connor O'Kresick was hammered down into the third turn as we're watching it. Longer than Jeremy Doss on the outside. And, yep. So Jeremy Doss, who was running the outside, as we're watching him down the back straightaway, is going to have to deal with Connor O'Kresick, who's coming hard on the inside. And O'Kresick actually gets up on the rear quarter panel of Dawson, almost into the window with his right front.
Yeah, Connor was right there. I guess Doss didn't know he was to his inside. Connor climbed that car a little bit with that right front tire, going almost equal with the window net there.
Time to go. Pace car off. 2.5 miles left. 5 laps. Green flag. Here we go.
Let's see if we get a clean restart this time. Down into turn 1, side by side between Cole and Jake again.
Butcher's car is so fast. If he can keep it fast on the outside, no. Jake Finch on the inside is going to make him run for his money. Side by side, turn 4, 96 laps complete here.
They are side by side across the stripe, completing lap 96, 4 to go. Jake Finch to the inside gives a little nudge to the inside of Cole Butcher's car there. Gets him a little loose. Looks to make the pass to the inside in turn 3.
Butcher's a little bit faster for a while, but Jake Finch on the inside has the advantage. 97 laps, 2 to go next time around.
Jake Finch jumps out to the lead. He's got a very fast Cole Butcher right there behind him. Stephen Nossi right behind Cole Butcher. He's also got a very fast hot rod looking to get around Cole Butcher, but he's got a rear bumper full of Casey Roderick in turn 4. Nossi to the inside of Cole Butcher down the front straightaway. 2-6 in the air from Flagman James Finch. 2 more laps to go. As we see to the inside of Cole Butcher, Stephen Nossi coming off of turn 2. Oh, he's around again down the back straightaway. He's facing the wrong way on the infield. We got another caution out. Stephen Nossi around off the nose of Casey Roderick off of turn 2. 98 laps complete. We have 2 more to go. Another late race caution coming out here to reset this lineup again, Bill.
Down the back, but it's all the car try to refire. Let's make sure he can get rolling.
You couldn't ask for more excitement in one race than this. Absolutely not.
We got the replay on track TV here, Bill. As you see, Stephen Nossi's to the inside of Cole Butcher. He's got Casey Roderick right there.
Nossi was trying to stay off of Cole Butcher. I think on the inside, he just got a little bit too much throttle too early, and he spun into the grass.
Yeah, Bill, I was fixing to say it didn't look like Casey Roderick made any contact to the back of Stephen Nossi, really. There's a little gap right there all the way through that. Man, that's really hard to tell. That's just good, hard racing right there, Bill.
Watch for a green flag here. 1 more mile. 2 laps is going to settle this, but they got to be under the green.
And now to turn 4, a green flag is out. Jake Finch punches the throttle. He's got Cole Butcher right there to his outside again as they dive into turn 1 side by side. Coming out of turn 2 and going down the back straightaway, no advantage from either one of them. Cole Butcher gets a nose out, but Jake Finch is right there diving into turn 3. We're coming around to see a white flag from flagman Dan Spence. Jake Finch and Cole Butcher still neck and neck down the front straightaway and into turn 1. Michael Hine has a slight advantage over Jake Garcia in turns 1, and he takes away
Final
the
lap,
position.
side by side down the back straightaway. Heading to turn 3, Jake Finch with the advantage. Outside is Cole Butcher. Off the 4th turn, side by side. At the strike, it's Jake Finch. Jake Finch by a wheel. Jake Finch gets the win by a wheel. Cole Butcher is second. Holy cow, Michael Hind is third. What a race.
Hold on, Bill. We're going to have to do timing, scoring's looking. We're going to have to do a video replay for the winner. It was too close to call.
No, now pulling into victory lane is Cole Butcher.
Cole Butcher by a nose for the win of this race.
Boy, from my vantage point, it sure looked like it might have been Jake Finch, but Cole Butcher officially crosses the start-finish line ahead of Jake Finch, and that's going to earn him $10,000. This is the Wilson Motorsports car, the backup car, and by a whisker, your winner is Cole Butcher from Canada. There's one happy Canadian right there. My goodness, Cole Butcher with the win couldn't have been by more than inches. Come on, Cole Butcher, all these people want to talk to you, and we want to find out what do you think that was? Just like a few inches or what?
I don't know, but I can't thank Jake Finch enough for driving me clean. These Hoosier tires, they lasted the whole race, and I can't thank them enough. These ST1s and ST2s are great. Mobile Speedway, thank you for having me. Southern Super Series. Yesterday did not go the way we wanted to. We had one bad race car, and we ended up with a flat tire. But no, this makes up for it. I can't thank my team enough. Wilson Motorsports, Bon, Jerry, Stump, Will, Brandon, my wife Amber, my parents at home, Atlantic Tolo, Top Construction, 9D Creative, Swift Springs, PFC Brakes. This one feels good. Feels really good.
After what happened yesterday and absolutely messing that car up so bad you couldn't race it tonight, this has got to be great. Backup car, lots of problems with it, but by inches you get the checkered flag.
Yeah, I don't really get very excited very often, but this one feels good. We did not have the best car tonight, but we had the best team, and I did everything they told me to do, and yeah. Feels good. There's your crew chief holding the $10,000 check behind Cole Butcher, winner of the Mobile Sports Authority 100. I got to tell you, Jake, where I was standing, it looked like you had it. It must have only been a few inches. Ah, what a disappointment, huh?
Yeah, it sucks, but still a good run nonetheless, and just happy to be able to run up front, yesterday and today. So I think we've had some good runs this year, and hopefully we can start knocking off a few.